Welcome to Portland, Oregon. Pauley Walnuts here, back again this year, bringing you something new from the Italian heritage home of Pauley Walnuts. This is the year. As some of you know, I made my famous Pauley Walnuts meatballs last year. Made it all the way to Chicago, didn't finish on top. But this year will be the one time, much like Rocky II, where the sequel is better than the original. Today, I'm gonna make my homemade, very famous Italian Braciole. It's going to be in some of my Italian sugo. I'm going to go ahead and pair it on the side with some burrata, topped for a little tartness with my wife's homemade green Italian jam. And then I'm also going to pair it with one of my most recent wines, my Cab, my big and bold, crusty and old. So let's go ahead and get started. Looking forward to coming from the Rose City all the way to the Windy City with my Winterhawks all the way to your Blackhawks. Here we go. First thing we do is get a nice cut of filet. You can actually make pork or beef when you make your Braciole, but I like to use a good piece of beef. And all you gotta do is pound it out super, super thin. That's the key to this, because basically what this means is we are stuffing beef with pork and then serving it. So, tough day at work, you come home, perfect meal to make, take out your aggressions. You just want to make sure you get it as thin as you can. Any mallet, bottom of your shoe, whatever you want to work with to get your beef nice and thin. If you're using pork, it'd be pork shoulder, same type of thing. So I go ahead and put saran wrap around it. Now we got our piece nice and thin. And then the next step is to go ahead and stuff it with our meat inside. So I've already started a little bit. It's mild Italian sausage. We add pecorino, very simple. Shallots, we have garlic in it as well. Basil, breadcrumbs, and obviously the Italian trinity of basil, oregano, and Italian parsley. Always have to have the Italian trinity in everything you make. So what we do is we go ahead and take our sausage and we layer it inside. A lot of meat. As most of you know, I am one of the meat men, making our homemade prosciutto, coppa, and lonza every single year, hanging out in the wine closet. Good stuff. So it's all about the meat, much like in Chicago. So you can either layer this, you can stuff this, you can tuck it inside. You're basically making a meat roll. I like to use toothpicks. Some people twine it up. Toothpick right through. So in that sausage mix of all the different things, you can add peppers inside, whatever you want. That's what it's going to look like. All right, now that we have our raw Braciole ready to go, as with a lot of the stuff that I make, the key is to have a surprise inside. So you got the sweet filet, and then inside you have all the Italian sausage and all the good stuff that's made up in it. Now a lot of times you go ahead and take this out and grill it out on your grill. Today I'm going to go ahead and sear it on a really hot pan, get those good marks, get some caramelization going. So let's go ahead and get that going. So here's our Braciole. We got a hot pan going with some Italian olive oil. As you know, everything is Italian around here. You want to get a really good sear on your meat. Now a lot of times you can pair this with pasta, good gnocchi. Today I'm going to put it on some good Italian crusty bread. So as that's going, we're going to go ahead and talk about our sauce as well. I like to make a very, very, very authentic Grandma Alati sugo. All it is really good plum tomatoes, canned or whole, or canned or fresh. You want to add the Italian trinity again, black pepper, red wine, olive oil, salt, and you should be pretty good to go. So, absolutely smelling fantastic in the kitchen right now. We have our Braciole simmering now in our Italian sugo. This may look a little complicated, but it's a very, very simple dish. Anybody can be making this kind of stuff. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and plate our Braciole. So in our Italian sugo, we have our Braciole. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I like to go over crusty bread. You can do gnocchi, you can do polenta. So I'm going to get that on top of there. Let's go ahead and get some sugo on it as well. And it's all about soaking it in, having a little sweetness from the sauce, and the big old piece of meat with a surprise inside. Let's go ahead and finish it with some chopped up basil and parsley. Let's get a little of that in there for you as well. That was the parsley. Here's the basil. Put that on top. A little cheese. And then I like to pair it with the burrata, I think, which gives it a bunch of silkiness. And my wife's homemade Italian jam. Get a little bit of that on there as well. And there you go. A little beautiful stuff. We are pairing it today with my new crusty and old, big and bold cab from the Stella Alati Familia Winery. Got some poured right here. And when I make it to Chicago again this year, I am bringing my new homemade Alati Italian Giardiniera. Put it on some of that Chicago beef. So once again, my Alati Braciole with the homemade sugo, some burrata with my wife's homemade Italian jam, paired with some of my wine. Thanks so much, you guys. Fantastic event. Looking forward to making it to Chicago. Hopefully again, where once this is the time that the sequel is better than the original.